actually 我中文唔係好叻嘅，所以我盡量講翻中文啦。if not， 分分鐘我要講英文。perhaps 我介紹自己少少關於點解會講翻 BIM 啊。呢10年我哋公司包括有啲同事係專係 focus on BIM。嗱 BIM 係我唔知個audience 係 construction 啦、operations 啦，定係 design 都有 environment 咧，咁全部都有。嗱個 whole concept of BIM 係 through design through to operations 係希望可以帶到啲資料過去嘅。呢幾年香港政府啦又出咗個 mandate 話所有啲 projects 超過好似3000萬係需要一定係要有個 BIM model 嘅。Now 點解我哋會 involve 咧？我哋公司 actually 包括我哋都係 involve 落去個 asset management 嗰部分嘅。自己公司包括自己都做咗 asset management、facility management 啦。呢20年都係做開呢類 project。So not so much on construction 啦 ，more on operations and maintenance 嗰方面啦。不過 somehow 係 BIM 係點解會有興趣係了解多少少係 BIM 啊？最大嘅原因係 operations 似乎 at the end of the cycle 啦 ，design construction 係會開始先嘅。咁operations 次次都講 after handover 成日啲資料係唔係好啱使啊。不過 operations 係講緊10幾20年 ，design 係 let's say 我琴日先至喺新加坡啱啱做個 talk 都係關於 BIM 嘅。咁個 project 係講緊香港個integrated waste management 個 project， 6年 design construction，design 係40年 operation 嘅，但好多資料係 based on design and construction provide 嘅。咁所以個 message 係 BIM 呢方面係點可以幫到手個 operations and maintenance。所以今日我個focus on more on the transition from construction design to operations。before 我開始想了解多少少係關於 BIM 個從事係了解多唔多啊？有冇 involve 落去個 BIM design 嗰部分啦？咁 just as a show of hands， 有冇 involve 落去？
好識 BIM 嘅，即係有
識我都唔舉手。
有 involve 過 BIM 嘅 task 啊，或者嘅 job 嘅。
我哋係 design 啦 ，construction，so actually 係呢個係好怕醜啦，或者係唔識嘅。咁 anyway，we're all good to learn 嘅。even 包括埋我啦，咁 BIM 係講緊英國啦 ，I think 我都會 address a little bit of history 嘅。because BIM 個 whole cycle 都轉咗好多啦。咁呢個得。咁嗱 BIM right now 係英國好多時係行緊 BIM level 2， 已經分開咗 level 即係level 3開始行緊啦。Now what is level 2? What is level 3? Now the whole concept of BIM 係希望係 from design through to construction through to operations and maintenance。The data information 係可以 pass 過去嘅。Now 我前2個星期喺香港開咗個 Digital Construction Summit 嘅，專係講 BIM 嘅。有少少係我 one side 嚟到 a bit surprise 啊，點解咧 ？Construction 香港嘅 construction 嗰界咧，覺得 BIM 係 technology 嚟嘅。我唔知你哋個感覺係咪 technology 嘅？個 message of BIM is not a technology 嘅。點解 PMP 係會開始 address 呢樣嘢啦？It's more of a process。Certainly 係有 data，certainly 係有 technology 個範疇喺度。你Autodesk 係行 Revit as a product 啦，做 BIM design， 做 BIM development， 而家都唔再用 AutoCAD 啦，而家開始用either 用 Civil 3D 用 Revit 嗰類 product，but it's a technical product。But the message of BIM 咧，你睇翻你 actually 可以去英國個 website，what is BIM level 2咧？咁佢會講得好清楚 ，it's not technology 嘅 ，it's a process of submitting data from one process to the next process from design through to construction。嗱，我哋都知道係我都同好多 design firms、好多 construction firms 傾嘅，係發現係好多 construction firms 睇完 design BIM 啦唔啱使嘅，because the level of detail 唔夠深嘅，咁啊會再由頭再做一次嘅。So the overall concept of 我要 from design 帶過去 construction 帶過去 operations 咧，點都有啲阻滯喺度嘅。咁but over time 咧嗱。BIM 講緊 ，I think in terms of history 都有10幾年歷史嘅。澳門我唔知澳門個 BIM 個歷史係大概幾長，我就冇人知啊。應該要2-3年。話香港係大概都有10年咧。嗱，香港政府一定行先嘅。housing 稅務處嘅嗰類公司已經開始行緊 BIM 啦。and 攞咗好多獎嘅。咁攞咗咩獎咧？攞咗啲獎係我哋用 BIM for construction for clash detection 啦，做翻啲 structural checks and so forth 啦。不過係未諗到 operations and maintenance 嗰方面，都係仲係好新。Now Rico 佢開咗個 cycle in terms of 個 concept of 一個 construction flow plus operation flow. So from concept, design, production as built, handover 啦。個 message 係 overall 個 knowledge base 係少，跟住一定係越嚟越多嘅。now technology 係 actually 係走唔開嘅。technology in the sense that 我哋需要靠啲資料去 make decisions。the term of big data 唔知你哋有冇聽過 big data、AI 啦、big data 啦，個間公司都講緊啦 ，because I think 個 analogy 係好耐之前啲會計師係用 ledger books 去做嘢，但而家係冇 accountants 係再用 ledger books 一定係用 software。好耐之前 design draftsman 係用手畫翻啲嘢，咁AutoCAD so it's a transition。and technology 呢10年都轉得好快嘅。in terms of the need and certain capabilities，I suppose 呢間房啊，有冇人係冇用 smartphone？ 冇啦。點解你會用 smartphone 咧 ？Because 你要睇啲資料要快，要多，甚至你要做多啲 research。So the whole concept of BIM on one side is more data, more information. Second slide. Now 呢個講少少 mainly 係講緊 capex opex 嗰方面 ，design construction handover 講緊 let's say 25% as an average, but the remaining 個 operations of the property 75%。咁if let's say 你個 construction projects, I think 澳門啦有好多啦，你又有前嗰排 Venetian 有好多 construction going on。每一個 project 講緊 billions of dollars， just multiply that by 75%， 咁我哋已經都 estimate that's the value of the overall cost。Now that's the reason why BIM 開始喺英國、美國其他啲國家開始好個個都有興趣。Now within construction 係好尷尬嘅 ，because construction 會覺得it's a cost， 我係要使錢嘅，我賺唔到錢嘅，我又俾政府逼落嚟，一定要做呢樣嘢 ，and it's quite a high cost。Because take 香港 water supplies， 佢每一個 BIM project 咁樣係要使超過幾百萬嘅，sorry 幾千萬嘅 ，just to perform a BIM model and so forth。嗱，點解要使咁多錢咧？But at the same time， 佢使完嗰錢，佢會發現 operations and maintenance 覺得嘥咗啦。because 前嗰排個 department 佢收咗一紮 DVDs of 所有啲 BIM models，MEP、HVAC、building fabric 咁收晒。咁收完咧，佢覺得我都唔識開。首先個 level of detail 係有啲 software 又未必 handle 到， 第二 operations and maintenance 嘅 team members 都唔識用 Revit。So the concept 係要開始 transition how do I use that data to in another way。嗱，今日我都會講少少係 the benefits of BIM 嘅，點解啲人會開始傾翻啊？Now this is a quick chart. First, I identify that BIM is not technology yet. It's not Revit. It's not Bentley. 唔係嗰類 products。嗰類 products 係會幫助個 overall process。Now, initially 係講緊 back to some history 啊。In the 90s 咧講緊 CAD 啦。Then 開始 BIM 係講 level 1, level 2. Level 2, which is more current 係今日 3D modeling。可以睇到啲 charts， 可以做埋啲入埋啲 content 入去。嗱個 difficult part for construction and design 咧，唔係好清楚 operations 係想要個咩資料嘅。At the beginning 個 idea 係希望係入到啲資料，so operations and maintenance 係用得好啲嘅。But it's a transition 個 amount of data 係會越嚟越大，越嚟越清楚嘅。咁近排我哋有個 project with housing， 佢出咗個叫 asset information model， 同個 BIM model 係一樣。But the idea is that 佢希望係 from day one， 我淨係可能知道10樣嘢 which 我要做 in terms of data。But by year 5咧，我有個 plan 係一定要做幾多樣嘢。So again, it's a project plan where the project plan I start defining the quantity and the quality of data from year 1 through to year 10 政府開始做緊呢類and the message mainly is that 佢要開始 define standards. What is the standard which we have to fit there? Because 每一個部門I suppose if 你問10個人 what is BIM 你分分鐘有20個問題20個答案So that's the hard part. 60 in terms these are terms within BIM we address too much, but if we search BIM 60 we change it. In terms of 60, it's more asset management, asset data, asset information. Next slide. Now 呢個係講翻另外一個 BIM 個 standards 開始做翻嘅。ISO 9000有冇聽過？ISO 9000係 more quality management 今年 for BIM 出咗個 ISO 19650Previously 佢叫 PAS 1292。Now 呢樣嘢係 simply 一個 management process 點儲資料點可以 make the data quality standardized across the industry. Now the main message 係呢度BIM 個 content 係 contain graphical data, so 個 3D model also contains non-graphical data. So from an operations perspective, O&M manuals, even purchase details. So for construction, 你可以帶到呢啲資料過去 for operations and maintenance 甚至有啲 data 可能係純粹係Excel files But this chart 你會講翻係個 overall framework for ISO 19650 which is tied very closely to BIM. Okay. 再講啦。Next slide. Yeah, so the main message is not just 3D graphics. Because 香港咧最初同啲同事傾大部分啲人覺得 BIM is just a model. It's 3D model, which is not. It's much more than that. In terms of, I think these slides I would be.
我哋會擺上個 website。
Okay, next slide. Now, this is an article from McKinsey, the consulting firm. Consulting firm, but just make a quick metric that construction compared to manufacturing. Now, manufacturing 係出咗一個 standard which係叫 Industry 4.0。Industry 4.0係盡量係想 automate, 想 improve the process of manufacturing. Now this article 我唔知個日子幾時2000個 article indicate that from a construction perspective the productivity of construction there has been quite in some instance the productivity 係跌咗啦。Whereas manufacturing 嘅 productivity 係高咗好多。嗱，佢個 message 係點解會發生咁啦？嗱 ，some of these I disagree but the main message which 想定翻係inadequate communications and only with correct data, with available data. That's why the purpose of smartphone 咧，我要知道多啲，我要做多少。So in a way, the inadequate communications is quite key. And the concept of BIM is very much about better communications. Okay, next. Okay, in terms of the acronym BIM, 好多 approach. So first one is building information modeling, and that's very much the 3D design, very much the Revit and so forth. Next one is the building information model, which is a combination of multiple files, so MEP, HVAC， 通常 MEP 係會自己做翻自己個 model 啦 ，HVAC 會做翻 HVAC 個 model 啦。The concept of the second line here is the combination of multiple models. Now, one of the challenges with 呢樣嘢係個 MEP model 已經好複雜啦，夾埋個 HVAC， 夾埋個 fire services， 基本上個 technology support 唔到，係開到好慢。Now, there are solutions. To give it into more of a layman's perspective, 我會用好多時我用 Google Map。嗱 Google Map 個 concept is 你需要睇嗰部分咧，我淨係俾少少你睇先嘅，我唔會俾晒成個香港個 map， 我唔會 load 晒成個香港個 map， 我淨係 load 好少部分咧。你需要再睇多啲咧，佢會再 break down， 再俾多少少你。So the future direction with BIM 都係會咁嘅，你可以actually not future， 今日都開始有嘅。你可以係 combine 所有啲 models 一齊。In the past, the term 係叫 federated model where they you physically, so the concept 係我有10個 Word file， 我要 combine it into a single Word file， 個 Word file 越嚟越大到我開唔到㗎啦。And that's what's happening today. Now, with newer technologies, the concept is that what will combine 埋一齊， but 唔係 save as a single file, and it just makes it much more usable. The third message is building information management. So with management, obviously from construction, they do tend to the benefits in terms of clash detection, in terms of 可以睇翻 map 埋做埋個 walkthrough and so forth. But the next message for 啲人開始轉咧 BIM actually stands for the next line, better information management. So in terms of managing your data, managing workflows, so with technology 你可以係做翻個 management 嗰部分比較好啲啦。Okay. Thanks. Right. Now here are some examples of where BIM can be used. Leak detection. So in the past, now BIM, because of the systems, the concept, 我可以 at a single point 睇晒成個 MEP， 睇晒成個 plumbing and so forth. Now the first case which 呢個係記得俾邊間醫院，佢有個 plumbing leakage 嘅，咁佢要 isolate 個 leak。Obviously 我要揾翻 which are the two valves which 我要食嘅。咁 so through the mapping 佢會做翻個 search， 我揾咗個 location。跟就可以即時話俾知 valve 1 and valve 5 are the ones that you need to turn off 嘅。咁 so 呢係一個 visualization。香港water supplies 佢有用 一個 technology 嘅 device 係叫 HoloLens 啊。HoloLens 係乜嘢？係一個好似 VR 咁嘅，but VR 係入咗 VR 個世界係睇唔到出邊嘅。嗱水務署而家係用緊個 device 係叫 MR 啊 ，mixed reality 嘅。So mixed reality 係點樣？我帶咗個鏡都可以照睇到你哋嘅，but 佢 embed 埋個 BIM model 落去，所以可以一路行睇到下邊啲水喉係點行，後邊呢啲牆嗰啲ductworks electric works and so forth， 可以係一路望可以睇到啲 area。So 科技係幫緊呢樣嘢。咁in that case 係佢用嚟做翻啲 structural analysis and so forth. So other areas 係 from construction perspective 或者 from a design perspective, an area 係 integrated finish scheduling 嘅。So 呢間房right now 比較簡單啲，淨係用咗8人嘅。But 有啲let's say 有啲賭場係好sophisticated in terms of 佢個 cladding and so forth。咁個 BIM 係會幫助係 keep a record of 個 cladding 係乜嘢啦 ，not just from a view perspective， 但可以再帶你去翻啲 documents， 帶埋你去睇翻。So it's a combination of multiple data sets. Another area which BIM 開始做翻係 reduce 個 pre-construction risk assessment 個 process。咁so in terms of PCRAs 啦，咁係有啲 process 係要跟翻，咁BIM 係幫助呢幾樣嘅。Now the biggest problem which 我發現係 within BIM 唔好話講 BIM 先啦 ，as built。嗱 as built 你會有現場啦，跟住 handover 會有 as built documents。From 你哋個經驗啦，個 as built document 同埋個現場咧係咪一模一樣 ？From 我 so far 我見嗰啲啊唔同嘅，點都會有啲出入嘅。Now 其中一個原因係個 validation 嘅 process。兩個原因，第一during handover 個 owner 係唔夠時間去 check， 咁就算係收貨啦。咁一收完貨 construction 走咗啦，經收半年後先要 check 嘅，發現點解唔同咧？To give you an example， 都係講香港水務署啦，佢出咗個 BIM model， 好靚嘅，有晒啲顏色啊，有晒啲 ductwork and so forth。咁我哋 overlay to 我哋做咗個 inspection， 發現 just a very basic inspection 係見到個 BIM model 有 CCTV camera 掛咗喺個 corner， 咁去到現場有咗個 camera 喺度嘅，個 model 係點咧？So right now 係而家係好多人開始花多少少時間係做個 data validation part。data validation 有幾部分咧？一部分係 check 個 content。check 個 format 啱唔啱？第二係 actually 係去做現場個 BIM model versus 個現場個 layout 啫，係咪一模一樣？嗱有啲 check 唔到啊 ，obviously underground behind the wall 嗰啲嘢 check 唔到㗎啦。But it's pure visual check, and this is almost the hardest part in terms of validation. 我點可以 validate 個 data 係啱定唔啱？But there are tools now which 可以幫到你嘅。Integration to other technologies 開始點做法咧 ？BIM model is a very fancy drawing, it's a fancy model, but 開始係 interface to other technologies such as 我唔知你哋有冇聽過 term IoT 嘅 Internet of Things。Internet of Things 或者 Smart City where somehow 係有個 relay 有個 signal 可以 send 啲資料。So for example in a building environment，a building environment 係講緊有好多 temperature， 有好多 vibrations， 或者係身體人有幾多人係入咗呢間房，佢 automatically 係調校個冷氣嘅。咁而家開始係做緊呢類嘢。And that's where you can start integrating with other technologies. Cameras So if let's say 我係一個 in the case of 香港個 MTRC， 佢有好多tunnels and so forth， 但佢唔可以次次揾人去行落去先至睇個 alarm 啫。個 alarm 出咗，佢可以睇翻個 model。Based on 個 model， 佢會 link to 某啲相機啦，可以睇到係咪有啲嘢係on the track 或者係睇埋其他啲 sensors 啦 ，temperature sensors 啦，vibration sensors etc。咁可以係 link to other technologies 俾多少少資料。咁other areas with regards to BIM. Now, this is an article which the Building Smart committee. Building Smart is part of the BIM compliance team and how to build up the concept around BIM. Now, they come up with this chart. Now, that BIM is not about one building. BIM is a whole ecosystem. It's a whole city. Yeah? So, let's take again, 香港政府 housing department 佢有好多個 estates。嗱 initially 個 BIM model 專淨係睇翻某一個 estate 某一個 building 嘅， but eventually 係要 combine with the other properties。嗱個 combination 個 problem 係會發生咩事咧？唔係樣樣嘢係行 BIM 嘅，係咪需要樣樣嘢行 BIM 咧？咁我未必係because 你會有啲 properties which 佢個 life cycle 係5年後我哋會拆嘅，咁我冇理由花咁多錢去 build 個 BIM model 啦。咁有啲可能係長啲時間，咁嗰啲都會開始考慮。But there are other technologies which 可以幫到手。So in this case, I think of this as a concept. Everything starts from the world, breaks down to city sites. 咁Clement 都做緊 smart cities 呢啲嘢啦。咁 so smart cities 有好多 areas which we cover, such as smart lighting, smart parking, and so forth. But eventually, it will come down to buildings and construction systems, HVAC, fire services, etc. And eventually, it will go down to the room level. So this standard is becoming the global standard for defining the BIM elements. Which 包括埋 GIS. So in the case of MTRC, 佢一定要行 GIS, water supplies. I think even Macau Water 佢哋都會行 GIS, which is an old technology which 睇緊一個 map view of 成個澳門係邊度開始爆水喉，咁佢可以係睇到個範圍。Asset management 係 specifically 係睇緊 equipment. So within BIM model 係可以睇到 equipment, chiller plants, lifts, escalators 咁嗰類資料可以睇到。I suppose one of the biggest 琴日我喺新加坡先至去完個client 嗰度，咁佢問咗我個 BIM model。我有 old property, I have new property. When do I decide I need a BIM model? 或者係我今日起完樓，今日做完 commissioning, 做完 handover， 我半年後我點都會有啲嘢改啊，我可能拆呢間房，我可能係會再做個 major refurbishment. Then 我需唔需要 update 個 BIM model 啦？邊個係會 update 咧 ？So 講緊係好多個 process 係要做先至定翻 what needs to happen 啊 ，who needs to do the work 嘅。In the case of 香港政府所有啲 BIM works 係擺喺 contractor 嗰度，不過係 internally 係有個 BIM department 專係負責 validation， 專係負責 check 翻係佢哋有冇跟翻個 standards and so forth， 或者係定埋個 standards。Now this is just an example of how you can use BIM in the future. Now, legal view actually a combination of BIM, 2D CAD, map information, plus also just regular documents. 咁佢做翻一個 overlay. Initially, the content again is very much Google Maps. 我要睇乜睇某一個 building 或者 in this case 睇某一個 area， 佢可以睇到these are your buildings, these are your properties。very faintly 你可以睇到係有啲 levels 喺度啦，分開唔同 levels。If 你再 drill down 個 technology，in this case 係個 technology 係會帶你去個 appropriate 個 solution。If this element 係冇 BIM， 不過得個 2D drawing， 佢可能係會帶你去個 AutoCAD 開翻個 2D drawing。If it has BIM， then 我會帶你去睇 BIM 啦。In some cases 2D 都冇，BIM models 都冇，得個 hard copy， 或者得個咁。If it's just a hard copy，simply 係會 send 個 link 話俾你知 ，go to file ABC， 你會喺嗰度見到㗎。So again, it's a combination of multiple data sets combined together. So similarly, yeah. So this is just an example of BIM 而家開始係啲人開始點用。So again, it's not a single building, it's not a single property, it's a combination of multiple properties, which 跟手 from a management perspective 我用得㗎。It's not for design. It's not for construction。我而家開始可以in the future 可以做翻啲 alerts。For example， 我要知道 within 呢個 site 啦，呢個 site 係有幾多個 HVAC 啲問題咧，即係咁佢可以出翻啲 alerts， 用唔同顏色或者係有個 number 喺度 represent this particular building has 5 problems with HVAC。So they probably use it for more management purpose. Okay, next slide. Now, this is just a slide which I indicate, other than BIM, 有好多其他啲 systems which 你需要考慮bring into the BIM model. So 有maintenance systems building automation, these systems, they send翻啲 alerts, send翻啲 alarms. So if 我係負責個 chiller 個 plant， 我要睇翻 temperature， 睇翻vibrations， 咁我用翻呢個 approach。And obviously finance 個個都要睇啦。我邊座大廈個 cost 係最高，或者邊座大廈係 in terms of revenue and income 係最多，都可以係用 graphical 個形式去睇翻。So the thing with BIM right now is that 啲人design construction 係會一定係有 handover， 一定係有個 conversion from design team to construction team。不過 the question is 我可以帶到幾多樣嘢過去？And that's something which, sadly to say, most design, construction, and operations we work in their silos。佢淨係我淨係負責做 design 咧，我做完 design 我交俾個 construction team 去做嘢。And that's the sad approach right now. But the industry 開始係會做翻啲 standards 係 from design 係有 programming, BIM authoring, so handover to construction 啦。And within this handover 係會有個 standard set of information which construction 需要用。Similarly, construction to operations 都有 handover。Now, construction, operations and maintenance 用嚟做乜嘢啦？ Work management, space planning, building automation, etc., safety planning. But in terms of BIM 個 concept， 佢可以帶乜嘢過去啦 ？From design， 暫時我可能冇 O&M manuals， 冇 operations manual，no equipment information。Now construction 係會有啦。Now construction handover documents， 而家我唔知幾多同事係做 construction 嘅。一個後邊 ，OK， 有個 OK。From a construction 個 perspective 咧，你做 handover 咧，通常係會個 format of information 點交俾 operations and maintenance。PDFs, hard copies, what type of format？ 都有好多啊。Okay. Now, in terms of as an owner， 我要抄翻啲嘢，會唔會好容易啊？ Okay, at least that's one consensus. 係唔會容易嘅。Now the whole idea of BIM is that hopefully that if 我要睇翻某一個 chiller 個 O&M manual， 某一個 chiller 個 DLP，because 你 during construction 有啲defect liability period 咧，你係要負責㗎啦，係咪？咁 but from an owner 嘅角度，我都需要知道係 before 我負責有冇壞過，做咗乜嘢，點維修咁 and all that information becomes so much more useful at this stage. The overall concept of BIM is希望 that at every level of handover, and even 呢度你見到係 under renovation, fit out, etc. 係都會有個handover 個 process. And I think that's the key message which you provide. 咁
得，我想 emphasize 咧，我陣間個 section 就會 concentrate 喺 construction handover 去 operation and maintenance 嗰個 standard。
Yeah. So for now, in terms of BIM, it's a learning process. 我識唔晒嘅，我諗我死我都唔識晒。咁 but it's a concept which 你哋開始要 pick up the idea that maybe I can improve someone else's life by making my life easier. Now, owners do係唔知係要乜嘢 which is really hard. But I think the first message that I hope I can pass is that from if你係 in construction 或者 in design, BIM is something that you can make money from. It's not a cost. Because if they drive the owner, I understand what do you need as a contractor or as a design team. 我知道我擺緊乜嘢落去嘅，好清楚。不過個 owner 都唔知，佢自己都唔知係要乜嘢啦。So as a contractor, you can also help in that process. It becomes potential revenue. So it's no longer a cost. It could actually be something that's revenue generating, which is quite key. So it's not just savings of the construction process. 我哋都有同金融 etc. 都有做嘢，佢哋自己都發現係佢開始有個 separate business line which 開始 drive the owner 係 understand the overall construction process. So that's my key message today. I think in terms of BIM 係好多 resource online. If you just search what is BIM 係好多嘅。But I hope you have a good BIM journey, so it's not. Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all for me because all you fail. So, any questions? It's very high level right now, but hopefully PMP 開始會有再深入啲series. So perhaps it's a BIM series where 可能一部分係講 technology 一部分係講翻 based on what technology 可以幫手係 drive the BIM message. So I think in the future PMP 可以揾翻呢樣嘢。
有冇問題？
Any questions? Good. Either 係大家仲係食完飯未醒啊？But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I tried my best within this short period.